last month, migrant releases began at the border. This after the Biden administration rolled back Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. And my next guest is worried about the impact on local communities, particularly during the pandemic, and he met with White House officials to voice his concerns. Yuma, Arizona Republican Mayor Doug Nicholls joins us now. By the way, we did put out a call to the Border Patrol and DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Border Patrol not entertaining national requests right now, and we are still waiting to hear back from the Secretary. So, Mayor, we thank you for joining us. It was a virtual call with the White House. How did it go?
It actually went fairly well. I was able to make sure I had everything described as far as what we're seeing on the ground and what our concerns are for our community. And then there was a little bit of dialogue back and forth and some action moving forward. So we look forward to seeing some positive results out of that meeting.
All right, your concerns that you voiced, can you share them with us, and also the actions that you feel may be imminent?
Well, I mean, the concerns are part of those same ones we had in 19, overlaid with the COVID concern that you just talked about in Brownsville. So we don't have a very robust nonprofit structure that deals with migrants coming through, because it's not a very regular activity for us. And we're a smaller community. So one of my main concerns was we need to make sure that DHS, if they have to release, is releasing in communities that can handle that kind of load. So larger communities that have those resources. And then on the COVID side, it's just we don't understand, or we don't know what the level of infection rate is of those coming in our community. And while we're trying to manage regular border traffic, which we do a lot of here, we've got a very robust economy with Mexico, but we're trying to control that on the legal side so that we limit exposure. But on the illegal side, we then have this release into our communities that's not really being managed. So moving forward, what we're looking for, and I believe we've got the ability to do. Over the weekend, Congress passed the $400 million in the FEMA food and shelter program. I think some of that dollars are going to be headed here, along with a boots on the ground response, potentially from FEMA. Those details are yet to come together, but that's the direction the conversation went.
All right. I read where Senator Sinema may be involved, and also, is there a request for tents? Would you like to have some sort of a tent city established, or something a little bit more, something different, or above something like that?
Well, really what needs to happen, if there's any tent or soft-sided shelter, it really needs to be on the DHS side, on the CBP side. And it's my understanding there is a program to get a soft-sided shelter in the Border Patrol facility so that they can have the capacity for these surges. On the city side, really what we struggle with is the ability to get people out of town. These migrants are not looking to stay in Yuma. They're looking to go to other parts of the country where their families are or their hosts are. And there's just limited resources to get people where they need to go. And so that's really the bigger issue, is making sure that there isn't a lag in people getting where they're going to go. And so tents could be helpful in the interim to get people where they need to go. But in the long term, we're not looking for a tent city. We're looking to make sure that humanitarian crisis doesn't result in an issue here in the Yuma.
Thank you very much. And thank you. And we'll stay abreast of what's going on there.